Good day and welcome to another episode of Regional Review. I'm Kenya Kamboe, the Namibia Media Holdings correspondent in the Northeastern regions. On today's show, we'll be giving you highlights of events that unfolded in the Northeastern regions over the past week.
Sport Wrap is a daily show focusing on all sport news and current affairs. If you would like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, contact sportwrap@synergy.com.ma.
Josiah, I can see you guys have started your school in Twingireni. Just tell us how how did this idea come about, and also what are some of the challenges you guys are faced with?
To start with, actually the whole idea started from the editorium on the 7th of December last year, 2022. So the whole point, we saw the needs of they need to start a school because the community into Ingireni, they walk on a long distance for some learner to go to nearest school like Ndama, Rondwespi, Kehemu. So actually they walk for a long distance. So now we came up we're given actually advice on how to go about it. And then we approached the community into Mweneni. They assisted us on getting this land. So there are challenges that we have faced actually in starting up, starting capital on building infrastructure as you are seeing it here. Actually it's very challenging. And also learners are coming, but now as you are seeing it, we don't have chairs, table, desk, and teaching material. So we'll need this from any Samaritan who can come on board to assist us with this one. So cleaning the community, they've done superior job of assisting us with the cleaning the land. Also, they are still coming, and we really appreciate their contribution, and we look forward to other people that can come again on board also.
Seeing that all of you are graduates from maybe various institutions, tell me how difficult is it to find a job in this country as a teacher right now?
It's actually it's really difficult to find a job because you go to one school whereby they are calling for one post. They are calling over 200 graduates to go to sit for one post, and then sometimes also you have to use your money that you're supposed to use for toiletry and to buy some other stuffs. So actually it's really hard, and I don't know. I see the needs of the government to stick to learner ratio and teacher ratio, whereby the agreement which was signed between the NANTO and the Ministry of Education, whereby they should work on this to say 25 pre-primary, 35 grade 1 to 4. This also will bring in some jobs. Actually for now, it's very difficult for us to get a job.
Okay, no, thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you very much, Tom.
My.NA Property Show provides viewers with the best in-class content, engaging interviews, as well as a showcase of the latest property-related products and services. If you would like to feature your brand or your campaign on this platform, contact My.NA at synergy.com.na. My.NA Properties, more than just a roof over your head.
In our second story, the exile kids who have been camping at the Swapo Party Kavango East Regional Headquarters in Rundu since July last year have switched their demand for government jobs to securing a piece of land for agricultural purpose and be assisted with startup as they want to contribute to the food security of the country. This is contained in the letter dated 14 February 2023 addressed to Kavango East Regional Governor Bonifacius Wakutumo, in which they are calling upon his office to engage the relevant authorities to make their request a reality. The group claimed that they are convinced that the government is not doing well economically, hence the lack of positive feedback to their demands for jobs which they have been making for over a decade.
We are back again with another
Generation
episode
Z
of your
reaches
favorite show.
scholars, varsity, and the youth generation through Zone, Varsity, and School News. If you'd like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, contact Zone at synergy.com.na.
With the trend of high number of females graduating more than men, UNAM Vice Chancellor Dr. Kenneth Matengo questioned who the female graduates will end up marrying in a society where men are supposed to be the heads of the house. Matengo made the remark during last month's University of Namibia Rundu campus graduation that was held in Rundu. He made the remark shortly after announcing that out of the 586 graduates who obtained qualifications, 392 of them are female while the remaining 202 are male.
A society like this, if we are not the one to show leadership of our boys. Secondly, that study also shows the point we see in education, that boys and girls tend to learn differently. They say they find the way they are taught in schools very boring. I'm speaking to the future teachers. How are you going to make it interesting for the boys that they don't get bored in class? The study, of course, points to many other factors that leads to boys underperformance. And it is time as a nation that we really take a step back and address this issue, because it risks the stability of our society. These beautiful girls who are graduating today will want to marry. They marry who? And because we are a society that says men are the head of the household, these boys will be demanding control of the resources they need to work for. And if the ladies refuse, what do? They are beaten. This is why this issue is serious, because it risks the stability of our nation. I will not go into the specific results of each study, because this was done very, and Dr. Nkomo here was part of that team. But perhaps it will be shared at some other time. I just want to say that this question is not one UNAM alone can address. It is a societal problem that we must all really interrogate. A lot more is required to address the issue of boys staying in school. It's not about access. The other question we see is that more than 70% of the graduates who are in education are in upper primary, which means a lot more work at AC.
Tourismus Namibia is a weekly tourism show that brings you the latest news in the tourism industry and topics related to that. If you would like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, contact tourismus@synergy.com.na for news and advertising related queries. Tourismus, bring the world to Namibia.
We are at MADI. This is an institution within Kavango East region. We just came to familiarize ourselves with what is happening here and see the infrastructure I'm very much disappointed to say that the status of the infrastructure here, it's in a sorry state. Things are falling apart. Just as you can see, we have seen around here. I spoke to the head of the institution, Mr. Mandema. I was fully briefed as to what is exactly happening here. And I can tell you with confidence that there are plans to destroy this place by some people who are in Windhoek. And we are not going to allow that to happen, not under our watch, not now, not tomorrow, not even next week. That is never going to happen. And I'm therefore making a call to the regional council and everybody, the inhabitants of Kavango, whether west or east. This is a very, very important institution that we have in our midst here for training and research purposes. But the thing that is making this place not to be functional is because lack of budget. I'm told there's no annual budget being allocated to this place. What a shame. The Ministry of Agriculture, supposed to allocate funds for this institution, making sure that things does not look dilapidated like the way it is here, But again, surprisingly, out of all the staff components you have here, only 3 are technical people. The rest of the 47 are laborers. What do you do with 47 laborers at this type of an institution? What do you do? What will a laborer do to a tractor? For example, we have got tractors here in the agriculture equipments. What is a labor person supposed to do in servicing a tractor or maybe servicing those plows and stuff? We need mechanics. We need people who can maintain, things around here. The artisans that has to repair the zincs and the houses around here. I mean, just look at this milking facility, the way how it's looking like. It's a shame. By now, we could have seen some cattle being milked here. But why is it not happening? Because we don't have a budget and we don't have experts here. The government, the Ministry of Agriculture, must make sure they decentralize this, facility. The regional council must wake up because they are also sleeping. They must wake up and see the need and the importance of this institution. The region must take over, the ownership of this institution. So that together with the other, institutions like UNAM and the others, this place can be revamped and put in good use. It's not a dispute. Everybody knows, it's an open secret, that Kavango, East and West, Zambezi, these are agriculture regions, supposed to be. But what are we doing as a government to make sure that research centers and training centers like these ones of Machare are well maintained and are also delivering service to the community? From the look of things here, what training will you expect from here? Zero. Because just from the look of the infrastructure, do you truly expect training to come from here? We have seen the pigs, how they are starving. They are every day of God being fed with mice. Wrong feed for those pigs. We have seen the irrigation system there. I'm informed it got burned, but 2 years back it was replaced with a value of about 1.9 million, but it was never utilized. All those pumps are already been stolen, but we suspect that the people who are stealing the equipment here are those who are working here, because they are the only ones knows that the equipments are not being in use. So therefore, it is also one of our mandate and responsibility as political party also to advise government and leadership, whether regionally or nationally. It's truly our call that we have to do something to rescue Madi at all cost. Even if we have to get out of our way, we have to do it. Regional council, the residents of Kavango, traditional leaders, political leaders, regional councillors, all of them. We have to put our political differences aside. This is development. This is not politics. This is development. Because from here, we are going to train, we were supposed to train farmers to be successful farmers, making sure that people are producing within our communities in their various farms. But because of this state, there's nothing going on. And at the end of the day, our regions have been said to be the poorest region. So, there is a plot to kill this place. And I can truly see clearly that there is some people coming from Windhoek to come and take money here. For example, I was told, even to repair a fence here, somebody must come from Windhoek to come and repair a fence here. I mean, how normal are you? Are you truly normal to tell me that the whole of Kavango East and West regions, there's nobody that can repair a fence for Madi? Is that true? Do you truly want to tell me that those people who can scare birds, now if we have to turn around like this, you will see young people, men and women standing around there to scare birds. I spoke to some of them. Some of them are coming from Oshakati just to scare birds here. Some of them are coming from Ongwedia to scare birds here. It's not bad, but how about the local people here, the poorest people? How about them? What qualification does this community need to come and scare birds here? I mean, this is not just going down well. Instead of reducing poverty, we are increasing poverty in Kavango East region. So this is not good, and we are not happy. Nobody can be happy about this unless a son or a daughter of a devil himself. How truly can you want to tell me, just for one to come and clean the irrigation system, people have to come from Okahanja, for example, just to remove the grass from the irrigation system? Truly, is this how we want to build this country? Removing a grass, you require a person to come from Okahanja. Who will charge you their transport? Who will charge you their accommodation? Instead of you taking local people here, who just have to need to walk to come from their various villages to come here. So, truly, I'm disappointed, but I'm confident should we stand together as a region and as leadership, regardless of our political affiliation, things will be well.
Sunset News is a daily news show focusing on national headlines as well as international news. If you'd like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, please contact sunset@synergy.com.na. Sunset News. Don't end your day without us. Chill Sessions is an entertainment show that brings you the latest hit, fashion, and entertainment news. If you would like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, contact chill@synergy.com.na. Chill Sessions, bringing art and entertainment to the people.
Can you just tell us what's your take on this issue of Nampower threatening the various municipalities as well as NORAD, knowing that NORAD operates in the Kavango East, West, and Zambezi regions? Just tell us what kind of effect will that happen if power has to be switched off, like as some are calling it the mini load shedding.
Thank you, Mr. Kambowe, for this opportunity that is granted to say one or two things with regards to the upcoming load shedding, so per se. As a resident, firstly, to start off, is that it has a very negative impact on residents, because then we are already aware of the situation that the residents are facing, which is the skyrocketing of prices of different commodities, fuel, and so forth to mention. while the salaries of different individuals within different sectors of the economy have continued to remain the same. So already this means that there is a huge burden on the end consumer, that is the client, who are the end users of the electricity. So the current threats by NamPower for the electricity hikes is actually is unwarranted, and it's not nice. It has a very negative impact on the economy at large, to start, because the residents will have less disposable income available to even spend on the basic necessities. So it is actually a very bad situation. Already we are struggling with the high prices of electricity tariffs. It is uncalled for. It is too much. Increasing it further just further makes the situation worse off.
What do you think load shedding, like in terms of for example, you hear that Noordam, they owe NamPower a lot of money, but now everybody's going to be affected by this situation. Now tell us, how as a resident you are living in your house knowing that there won't be power although you are a prepaid customer?
Obviously it's going to affect me negatively as a resident, because I know that I am fully paying for the services that is being rendered to me. So why should I be affected when I'm not a defaulter? So in a way, it is not fair. This situation is only supposed to affect those that are defaulting. But residents that live on electricity, you must remember, electricity is life. Electricity is a need. People need electricity to survive. People need electricity to eat. People need, even the hospitals and so forth, including other important services, need electricity. The agriculture sector needs electricity so that the pumps can keep on going, so that the machinery can continue running. So if you cut this, then you're basically cutting off life. It's as good as committing suicide. So it is not a good situation, not an ideal for now. I think NamPower was supposed to come up with a mechanism with the various defaulters to find a way on how to solve this situation, rather than just deciding abruptly, which is going to affect the innocent consumers.
Tell us, when it comes to electricity in general, how do you think of the notion of we have to move from electricity to solar? What is your take on that?
My take on solar is that solar is the way to go. Solar is life. It is cheaper in the long run, of course. Very expensive from the onset. What we are supposed to be doing as a country, most especially NamPower, is that invest or allow private investors to start building up solar plants. What we have done is that I am very much aware of many companies that are willing to put up solar plants, but because of the regulations that they've put up makes it very difficult for those private investors to start putting up their own solar plants, which can help and which can help the situation that we are finding ourselves in. This situation, if allowed to continue, or if we change the regulations, if we make the laws that are friendly, that will allow private investors to start building up solar plants, we will not have these issues of load shedding. But I do not understand, why is it difficult? Why is NORAD, why is NamPower making it difficult for private investors that want to put up solar plants to find it difficult to put up these facilities? It does not make sense.
Okay. We know green schemes are finding it hard in terms of breaking even, simply because electricity is expensive for green schemes. And I visited a number of them whereby they say no, the cost of electricity is just too high for them, so they don't break even, and that's why you find some green schemes have fallen apart. What is your take as a resident to say that no? Can you incorporate solar power and green schemes as well?
Very importantly, in order for us for green schemes to flourish, is to start installing solar plants. That is the only way if we want to reduce the current electricity prices. The problem that we have, for instance, with many of our green schemes is that you will find that NORAD has set them on maximum charges. And when you are placed on maximum charges, what it basically means is that even if you do not use electricity for that month, already there's 100,000 minimum that is charged already on the account. So whether you use electricity or not, because you are placed on maximum usage, maximum capacity, there's already a fee that is charged of about 100,000 Namibian dollars. Now, when you start now using the electricity, then it will even further go up. So that is why it's very difficult for green schemes, and many businesses are like that are on maximum charges to basically make profits, because most of their proceeds are going towards the payment of electricity. So if we go the solar route, basically we have solved a big chunk of our problems.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
That was it from me today. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for another episode of Regional Review, same time tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day.